This was once worn by farmers too poor to buy new clothes. Every stitch held a story of survival. Today, luxury fashion houses sell that survival for $3,000. That's not just fashion, that's a story we used to hide, now worn with pride. The word Boro literally means rags or scraps. It refers to a traditional Japanese textile practice where worn out clothes were repeatedly repaired and patched with leftover fabric scraps, often stitched together by visible white Sashiko thread. Boro was not born out of artistry, it was born out of survival. In 17th century rural Japan, especially in regions like Tohoku, families like peasants, fishermen and farmers had almost no access to new textiles like cotton. So when clothing tore, they didn't throw it away. They layered it, stitched it, repaired it over and over by using scraps from other garments, often across generations. Usually by mother or grandmother, quietly with care to get through the brutal winters. But in that society, Boro was never celebrated. It was seen as a mark of poverty and struggle, the opposite of the silk kimonos worn by the elite. In fact, Boro even became a slang term used to insult someone's appearance, messy, shabby, poor. And it made me wonder, what if we treated all our wounds the same way? Not just emotional ones, but the physical ones too. Because when we are hurt emotionally, spiritually or physically, we don't always throw ourselves away, but we do try to hide the damage. We mask it, push it down, edit it out. If it were up to us, we'd delete the pain completely. And if we could erase the physical marks too, the signs of aging, the stretch marks, the acne scars, we probably would. But Boro teaches us something really essential. It doesn't hide the damage under perfect layers. The torn pieces, they are still visible. The stitching is fully exposed. And that's the point. Every stitch was not meant to cover or erase the tear. It was there to strengthen it. The cloth held because of the stitches, not in spite them. And maybe healing works the same way. It is a common misconception that healing means starting afresh, turning over a new leaf, becoming a brand new person again. But maybe it's not about erasing. It's about learning to carry the parts of yourself that you have tried to hide. Whether they are visible on your body or buried somewhere in your past, they don't need to disappear for you to heal. They just need to be stitched back in with care, not judgment, just like Boro. And here's the interesting part. The same cloth once dismissed as poor and ugly is now sold as luxury by fashion houses like Ralph Lauren, Oscar de la Renta and Kapital, Japan. They have drawn directly from its aesthetics, layered fabric, visible mending, indigo dyed patchwork. Today, luxury designers use Boro to signal craftsmanship, authenticity and raw elegance. What once symbolized lack is now worn as a statement. And it's not just fashion. Boro is studied in design schools, exhibited in textile museums and collected across the world. It's no longer a survival technique, it's a cultural artifact, it's a philosophy. And a concept at the heart of Boro is wabi-sabi, the Japanese philosophy that finds beauty in imperfections, in simplicity and in the unfinished. Wabi-sabi says things don't lose their value when they are flawed. They become more beautiful because they have endured. But here's the thing, that principle applies to people too. We live in a world that is obsessed with flawlessness, flawless body, flawless skin, flawless timelines, flawless healing. But in real life, real people come with stories, with uneven edges, with dents that matter. It makes them who they are. Your scars, physical, emotional or spiritual, are not the proof that something is wrong with you. They are a proof that you have survived, that you have lived. And every moment you spent discrediting what you have been through, you are cutting yourself out from the one thing we all crave for joy that is real. And you don't have to look too far to see what that kind of freedom looks like. Think about the women who have stopped dyeing their hair. They often say they finally feel like themselves again, not because they let themselves go, but because they finally stopped hiding. That silver, it's not age, it's experience, it's memory, it's proof that they have lived. So yes, Boro didn't start out beautiful, it started out torn, repeatedly patched and quietly held together by someone who refused to give up on it. That's what made it valuable, not perfection but perseverance. And maybe your healing is the same. Not about discarding who you were, but slowly, deliberately stitching yourself back together by hand. So here's your challenge. Pick one part of you that you have disowned. Maybe it's something you regret. Maybe it's the cellulite on your legs that you cover up, the hair that you have lost, the weight that you have gained, the body you have punished so much trying to fit somebody else's standard. Because here's the truth, even when you finally reach the version they told you to chase, you will still feel not enough. Why? Because the goalpost always keeps on moving. Boro never tried to look flawless, it just tried to hold, and that was enough. So stitch it back in, even if it is uneven, even if no one else sees it. That's your fabric and it's still worthy. I'll see you in the next one.